what's happening? Engine off, engine off. André, try going on and off throttle, slowly. Andre, when you can, downhill, let the car roll.
André Lotterer is fine going virtually along the Onco barrier to stay out of the way of everybody else, and double white flags being displayed to the rest of the runners who are heading by at full speed. Neil Janney trying to put a brave face on things here.
The message I was about to refer to, by the way, was leaving the circuit after I gather it may well have been some fruitful meetings. Lawrence Tomlinson, Ewan Baldry from the Ginetta technical team for a P1 privateer car they hope to have in customer hands here next year. Ginetta could have won this one. This is extraordinary. Again, extraordinary.
We did say, didn't we, at the start of the week, that the fact that there were only 5 factory cars, 2 Porsches and 3 Toyotas, that the possibility for a bizarre result was enormous. Again, André Lotterer,
head in hands.
Well, it was head in hands, hands to the face, covering his eyes closed at times as well, resigned possibly.
I think he knows he can't make it. I think he knows he can't make it. He's got no engine power. It is a matter of what is left in the electrical systems of that car. We're not seeing the graphic which gives us an indication of the battery state on that car. Well, yet again, the Le Mans 24 Hours and the major 24-hour races around the world throw up just astounding drama. Jackie Tiapchan DC Racing, a team coming out of Asia at the World Endurance Championship. He's still underway, by the way. And in the hands this year of Jota Sport, a team that have won in LMP2 the class, but this.
And we still have, I mean, I'm just spent the last 5 minutes just doing the sums in 2 different ways to try and check the sums. 3 hours and 40 minutes remain, and I reckon that the number 2 Porsche needs to close on the number 38 Jackie Chan Orica at a rate of 11 seconds a lap. Now, over the stint that Ollie Jarvis has been out, he has been lapping exactly 11 seconds a lap slower than Brendan Hartley.
Hang on a second, are you telling me this could come down to the last lap?
It will come down to A, whether we get any safety car slow zones or anything to ruin the progress, or it is right on the limit. Now, this point being, this number 2 Porsche has to be absolutely thrashed for the remainder of the race. Johnny
Moylan on Twitter, enjoying his first Father's Day at home that he can remember. So much racing in his career. He says, wow, crazy race with only 5 LMP1s. This was always going to be the race for an LMP2 to win overall. We fully agree with that, Johnny. And plenty of other mentions on Twitter too.
Car has stopped again.
Okay, so no sooner does it get to crawling pace again, then do we see shots on our feed in the commentary box of it stationary and again covered by these white flags, well, yellow flags when it stops, white flags when it's moving again. Andrew Mackay says, no need for alarm when I wake up to Blackpool Johnny despairing over a Porsche. And Adrian Michael Rees on Twitter, this is not a good look for hybrid manufacturer PR, because we've had 5 of them in this race and 5 of them with dramas.
Let's look at basically the issues at play here. Number 1 is the smaller number than we've had in recent years. Number 2 is the ever-present push for more and more efficiency. Have they crossed a threshold in the 24 hours? Number 3 is heat. Heat was always going to be the major factor here. The reality is these cars have not raced this hard and this long in conditions this hot.
No. This is not a hybrid-related issue, though, as far as we can tell. This is oil pressure.
Although somebody did say to me before the race, the trouble is that they run these cars so lean in order to get the fuel consumption that keeping them cool is more of a problem, and therefore the oil becomes more of a critical element of the engine, and getting the oil circulated and cooled as it is circulated is just as critical as well. So you're right, it's not a hybrid-related problem, but it is related to the way that the cars, you know, it is a whole package. And the door is open now.
He's getting out of the car. He is getting out of the car. This is race done for the number 1 Porsche. It still leads the race and will, well, on topping and scoring at the very least for some time, continue to lead the race But unless André Lotterer is going to be looking at one of the systems on the outside of the car, that appears to be going to the non-driver side of the cockpit to take a look.
Well, the marshals have instructed him to do that, I think, to run to the safe side of the car. It's now being covered by a single waved yellow flag. The problem is it's right after the kink down towards Mulsanne corner, so some of the drivers in the fast racing cars, including the two that's just passed it again, need to be warned, and there is communication still with the team, crucially for André Lotterer.
He's over the barrier.
He can't go too far away from the car. 10 metres, still within range at the moment. I don't think Porsche have given up on this yet, but he's done all that he can from inside the cockpit.
But it's going to be a slow zone, and that's the last thing that Brendan Hartley wants, because he needs to drive as fast as he can for the rest of the race, and even the smallest slow zone is going to be a problem for him. So the quicker that André gets up, decides what he's going to do, the better.
And Porsche now get a flavour, just a flavour of what it must have been like to be part of the Toyota Gazoo racing team at the end of last year's 24 Hours of Le Mans and through the night here. Amazing scenes here at the Circuit de la Snart.
And slow zone is announced. We're into a slow zone, or at least we will be in a few seconds' time.
The difference between last year and Toyota, this year and Porsche, I don't think will have thought they'd had this one. Yes, they had a big enough margin over the LMP2. They had Brendan Hartley charging in second position. He still is. But there was still 4 hours, 3 hours and 3/4 more like to go. Whereas Toyota, it was going on to the final lap, for goodness sake. They really will have thought that they had last year's race won. Porsche were just trying to box clever, stay as conservative as possible with the number one car, stay off the curb, stay within the white lines, keep calm in traffic. And still the communication is ongoing between André Lotterer and the Porsche team on the wall, and any more team radio that we can get to, of course we will do that on Mobile One Radio Le Mans. Let's nip down to the pits for a pit lane report powered by SO Fuels, because here is Nick.
With a minor story at the moment, what may well become a major story as the rest of the race unfolds. The GTE Pro leader on rotation has come in. That's a 63 Corvette, full service. I think it was Antonio Garcia who got out. My brain just died on me there, sorry. Antonio Garcia got out of the car. Didn't quite see who got in on the as with all of us, as the entire scrum of vultures, we're all outside the Porsche pit. But it's not too far away, and that was a very efficient stop. We're about to see one of the Jackie Chan racing cars stop as well. Now, they suddenly presented this unbelievable chance of winning the whole thing. And they must know it's on the cusp as well. They're probably listening to Paul. I'm not sure if this is 37 or 38. They now need to work out what it's 38. So the leader's coming. Charles is going to be coming out of the car. They're going to start playing what they have to do, get the right driver in, the right driver. Laurent's going in. So they are now really pushing for the win. They've changed their driver concept because they now have to hold off and hope they can do those last few seconds.
Also trouble, and well spotted by Graham Goodwin, for the number 23 Panes Barthez Competition car, which is now being shown on our timing and scoring rather.